say 15, 20, yeah, 20 years ago, I brought this on an airplane all the way from California. And they don't sell these in Taiwan, not this quality of a wet and dry vac. But on subsequent trips back to the States, I've seen them in a larger version, and I just didn't want to pay the overage on the baggage size. So my aim here is, number one, my wheels are starting to seize up, and they're just cheap plastic. And, I'd like to increase the capacity of it. The motor's still really strong. I just had to send away for a new little induction fan, and it was a new and improved version, and it slid right in. So it blows leaves when you detach this, and it sucks up water if you take the paper filter out, and it's certainly good for dust extraction. So what I'm going to do is modify this baby, and it's a real easy thing. I'll show you what I got at the hardware store. First of all, I got myself a larger trash bin, 106 liters, whatever that is, I don't know. If we compare it in size, I'd say we're looking at double our capacity in terms of what we can hold. So I'm going to need this, and I'm going to desire this, even though it's faulty with the wheels. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. At the hardware store, I also got myself some oversized swivel casters, 4 of them, about $4 a piece US. And I got myself what they refer to as acetoxysilicone. It's not caulk and it's not neutral. It's something that's an industrial level silicone. I can create gaskets with this. It's very tough stuff. So I'm going to use that, and you'll see how in a second. First thing I'm going to do is remove the innards from that black ring with wheels and get rid of the wheels as well. The innards are the clips and the things that hold the original bin in place, and I've always found them difficult to remove anyway. Now I'm going to figure out how to get rid of those wheels. Those wheels are tricky. They probably have some special little tool in the factory because they've got 5 or 6 little depressant prong things, and I'll leave them on. They'll look cool. The front ones. Before I do any adhesion, I'm going to get everything really clean. And then I got to cut my base, mount my wheels underneath, and I'll still have the receptor for my larger bin. And it just happens to fit really, really nice. I'm going to make the base of my base a little bit bigger because it's going to be top heavy. And the weight of the casters will help me out, but still, it's going to be a bit top heavy. I'm going to be pulling this thing around, so. I just feel better if it's a little bit broader in the base, if you will. Give that a coat of oil-based black. Yeah, it's still wet, but who cares? One advantage is full swivel wheels on all fours. So when you're dragging that thing around, you don't get caught up. I'm going to look at mounting the base to the new base. So I'm going to do that without getting my hands black. Okay. Good enough. Base. Shall go like that. Oh, I did get my hands black. Got a couple of high spots, like this one. The other ones I've trimmed off. Mount points will be lag bolts with washers. See that I'm going to need longer lags for these because those are lower. Actually, all of them. Longer than the ones I've prepared, which is fine. Give that a chance to dry, and in another place I'm going to scuff up the surfaces to be stuck to each other. What that does is it just gives the silicone something to stick to other than a sheer surface. Now all I want to use is the upper lip of this thing, and the rest of it will be in my way. Yeah, that stuff, it gets melted and then it readheres, hence the second pass. Okay, I'm going to cut those away. All right. And before I do the silicone, these are my contact points, and I'm gonna put some dry lube silicone on there because inevitably there will be silicone oozing out. As long as I've got half a tube left, I'll make it around that external seal. Lock points lined up. from the inside. Well, I ran out of black, but I don't think anything on the inside is going to care. Somebody I know and I we had a stainless steel sink and a marble top with a hole in it, and no mount holes, no screw holes, no nothing. And when he wasn't around, I just put silicone inside the underlip of the sink and this acetoxy stuff, and just adhered it to the bottom of the marble countertop. And when he came around, he was like, "That's not going to hold." And I put it between sawhorses, and I said, "Stand in there." No matter, try as you might, you cannot get that out, you know. Just doing my best to shove it all up and in, rather than skim off any excess. Alright, so wait for that silicone to cure. Go ahead and suck this baby down. I believe the only thing left to do is silicone the orange container down to that, let it dry, and we will be mobile. I'm pretty convinced that this one's going to retain its heat long enough for me to circumnavigate this sucker and get it all nice and really hot and pliable, so that when I shove it down into that cradle down there, it goes down further than the black line. So I'll be doing this for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll turn you back on when I'm ready to shove it down. Believe it or not, I've used this gun to get wood hot enough so that I can bend it to be the sides of the guitar, and I succeeded. But maybe I just don't have the patience right now. See what happens. And the silicone upstairs there is not 100% cured, so I don't want to really give it a whole bunch of pressure from the top. Well, remember, the black line has disappeared all but from your vantage point. I think I'll just sort of hang on here for a few minutes and let it cool, and we'll just see what happens. I feel bad for the guy who's going to edit this video. Why don't you just skip ahead about 3 minutes, okay, dude? Alright, that thing's cooled off, and before I put it in, I want to get a nice heavy bead, just to fill the voids that may be. So, line up the blue tape. Call me anal, but I'd like to have a fairly clean line. Rip it off while the silicone's still wet. The aim in doing it this way is to go as high as that blue tape and as broadly out as I can manage. Because when it's dry, that's just all that more contact surface that the silicone is sticking together, you'd think. Now it's a patience game, and we'll see how things came out. Probably let it sit till tomorrow because it's really cold right now. Okay, it's the next day. I forgot to mention I need a new switch, but if you plug it in, it still works. I'll just do a test. Let's just see if that stuff ended up where it's supposed to be. Yes, sirree. Job done. That was our capacity before, minus a couple of inches. And that's our capacity now. It's almost four-wheel drive. Works real well. Easy conversion. Here was a swivel attachment which was actually embedded in the hose. And the hose was like shrink wrapped around it. It was a bit larger. And I wanted to replace this hose because number one, it's short, and number two, it's old. So I went and I got some new hose. And on the sucker end, I got really lucky because this sucker just fit right on, and that's good. The pointy one I might need to bulk out with a bit of the original hose. But yeah, this is like 4 times as long. And the issue that I had was that this joint here is a swivel joint, and I don't remember what originally it looked like, but I had duct taped everything together before to make it work. But the problem then and now is that the diameter here is the same as the diameter here, so there's a cusp or a fit coupling or something that I lost. So again, this screwed right on into the hose, the new hose, with a segment of its original hose on there, shrink wrapped. And I'm left with this. What are you going to do? Like wrap it with aluminum, pop rivet in place, and silicone it, or you know what? Then I turned this around. Notice there's a step down here for the hose. But what goes into the machine slips right over this piece. So it seems to me that if I cut this off, I'll be able to shove this baby right in it and get it clean, scuff it up, and use some of that PVC glue and make myself a nice clean, get a nice clean, fresh start on a 20-something-year-old vacuum cleaner. Quite pleased, very. Well, I trimmed it off, and there's an inner flange in there that I'd like to trim off with this corner round bit, just the beginning of it. And that's what I'm going to do. Then we'll see if it fits in there. See if we got lucky. Hey, yeah, snug as what? Snug as a bug in a rug. There's got to be a better way to say that. Get some PVC glue on there, and let's see how she sucks. So this is the moment I've been waiting for. I think the only doubt I have left is that I'm using a larger diameter hose. Have not changed the switch for a new one, so I'll plug it in and just let her rip and see if she sucks up this dust. Well, I'm happy. I don't know what use this would be for anybody else, but I thought I'd share this success story. Wonderful. Thanks for watching.